MLK called out racism. Yes, but he also challenged poverty, militarism, and systems designed to keep power in the hands of just a few. So here we are decades later, still grappling with the same issues. Income inequality. It's widened. It's widened. It's worse. Yes, it is worse. All right, so look, guys. Yeah. Today we celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. as we've done many days, many times. I've done that. I'm sure you've paid your respect many times. I just want people to recognize that we are not better off than we were even when he gave those speeches. And I want people to cut this, man. You know, I came up with some nice remarks to say, but that right there, that part right there said it all. I want people to hear that. We are worse off than we were back in 66 and 67 and 65, 63, when MLK was giving those speeches. How could anybody question how I vote, what I do, how loud I get, who I call out, or what you get loud about, or how pissed off you get, or how angry you are with this whole system, when the reality says it got worse. Yeah, it's gotten worse. I can't imagine me yelling about it can make it any worse than it already is. And those fools that want to go along with this system the way it is, them fools need to go. So out of respect for Martin Luther King Jr., I humbly represent and stand here saying, they say the arc curves to the future, something, what's that? The arc of the progress. Man, just cut my damn check. Cut my check. Get out of my pocket. Stop holding up progress. Cut the cap. And be real with me. Stop living in your bubble world, your fairy tale world. And if you gotta live in it, go live in it alone. Stop sharing your stupid ideas. Stop making them goofy plans, including us. Because we over here are struggling and we need to get our lives right. The only way to get your life right in America is to get your money right. That's how America's built. All right. Thank you, people. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean, you can say a lot of flowery stuff, but you keep on talking that flowery stuff, and you'll be lucky to die on a mattress indoors. We got problems, man. All right, guys. So what's going on? We got the inauguration. We got the Democrats reacting to it poorly, as we would expect. I got to tell you guys, I'm going to open this up by saying I'm going to go ahead and say I was wrong about something. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and tell you I was wrong. I'm going to start the show off by admitting I was wrong about something. I was wrong when I said Michelle Obama should go to the inauguration. I said I didn't care if she went. Because honestly, I didn't care if she went. I did not give a good gosh. I just didn't care if she went or not. I thought it was inconsequential that she be there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you guys, I was wrong. Yeah, now that I'm looking at it, I feel differently because, folks, this...
And we see the former President Barack Obama arriving now at Capitol.
This right here, folks, this right here is embarrassing. You understand what I'm saying? I saw this, and I've never felt bad for Obama. You never feel bad for somebody who owns their own plane. Never felt bad for him, not even one time, not even a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But when I saw this, when I saw Obama going to the high school dance without a date, I just felt like this is pathetic. I mean, Bill's with Hillary. And we know the shit he was into. He all on Epstein Island. He all in the Oval Office, hiding his cigars and interns. Paula Jones, other women I don't know, but you know, come on. Come on. You know what I'm talking about. And here goes Obama with his, this is pathetic, man. I just say look at this.
The indoor swearing-in ceremony and those executive orders that Americans will begin to see roll out right there live on television is about to happen with Barack Obama.
Yeah, man, I gotta tell you, man, he tried to walk like it was cool. He tried to walk it off like it was cool, like it was no big deal, like trying to pimp on. Nah, man, you look lame. Why didn't you bring your daughter? Bring somebody. Couldn't bring a friend. I don't know, it just looked bad, man. So I stand corrected. I'm not saying she should have went for us. I'm not saying she should have went for the country. I'm saying she should have went for the optics of how her husband looked without her being there. And as a husband, I can say that. You know what I'm saying? Your wife ain't supposed to put you out there like that. All this performative, and that's sort of like what this whole day is for the Democrats. A bunch of performing. Oh, we don't want to normalize them. That's like saying you don't want to normalize chicken wings. Saying you don't want to normalize Trump is like saying you don't want to normalize chicken wings. You ain't got to eat none, but other people going to be eating some. Yeah, a lot of people going to be eating some chicken wings. You ain't got to eat them. You can say, oh, chicken wings are horrible. I can't stand chicken wings. How dare anybody like chicken wings? And other people just, chicken wings. Almost bit their fingers off eating them damn chicken wings. But see, that's the logic of the Democratic Party, man. They use that Jedi mind trick on all their sheep. They buy into that nonsense like, you know, like they can control what they like and don't like. Yeah, man. It ain't work. Donald Trump was sworn in today as the 47th president of the United States of America, and all the complaining, all the crying, all the pointing over there, and all that other stuff ain't gonna stop what happened. It happened, and guess what? Guess what? The world didn't stop turning. I said the world didn't stop turning. Cats and dogs didn't stop raining from the sky and fires shoot out of clouds and hailstones the size of Spartan basketballs didn't rain down and take people's arms off and other limbs. You know what I'm saying? The center of DC 1600 didn't open up, you know, big cavernous hole open up in the center of it and monsters come out. You know what I'm saying? The zombies didn't walk over top of 15th Street over to 16th Street or K Street. You know what I'm saying? No, none of that happened. It was a pretty regular, normal day. Except, you know, Donald Trump came back to D.C., you know, back to the office. So I'm just saying, you know, what I'm trying to tell you is the rumors of the world ending have been grossly exaggerated. Nothing ended. Nothing in it except Biden's political career. And hopefully, if we are all fortunate enough, hopefully, Kamala Harris's political career. Man, we dodged the bullet with that Kamala thing, man. I'm trying to tell you. I mean, so anyway, let's go. I got so many clips. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I have so many clips. I don't even know what clips I have. This is so much here. let's start with let's start with Trump. As we build up to the United, let's do this. Let's do it this way. I got a way. I have a way, Tim Black. How about you do this, Tim Black? How about you begin, Tim, talking about how horrible. See, during this whole day, as I was watching the commentary of the Democratic Party, the corporate liberal media, as they were talking about today's events, all I could think was Trump beat the brakes off the Democratic Party. That's all that I was thinking the entire time. I was just thinking how great he did, how he performed, and how these people hated him for it. And I understand why they hated him for it. I get it, man. He made them look bad. But I don't think people really understand how badly the Democrats look at this point. I've been telling people, man, I think it's the right time for a new party to rise up and take over. I really do. Folks, I was looking at the numbers, where the people are right now, what people are thinking about the Democrats, how Joe Biden left D.C. Folks, it's such an embarrassment. I mean, now that people don't talk about it, they'll talk more about it now that he's out. Check this out. Let's start it off like this.
As President Biden prepares to exit the White House, President-elect Trump is making his way to Washington to take the oath of office amid a brutal cold spell due to hit the nation's capital on Monday. While Biden's approval ratings exiting office are frosty, Trump appears to be enjoying a bit of a honeymoon period. Joining us now to run the numbers on this, CNN senior data reporter Harry Inton. Hello, Harry.
Hello.
This is a pretty typical pattern, but these numbers for Biden seem especially low.
Yeah, they're historically, though, they're, I dare say, historically awful. What am I talking about here? Well, job approval at the end of the first term. I'm just looking amongst those who lost or didn't run for re-election. You don't have to be a mathematical genius to see which is the lowest number on your screen right now. And an average of polls, my average, Joe Biden's at 38%. He's actually lower than Donald Trump was at the end of his first term. Remember, at the end of his first term, everyone was saying Donald Trump's political career is over.
So is Joe Biden's. That's what I'm trying to get to. After all of the talking that the Democrats, the corporate media, all these people have done for the last 4 years, Joe Biden leaves office looking worse than Trump looked when Trump left. So all this nonsense of them people not understanding and all of the gaslighting that the supporters of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have done for us or have done to us, they're not in touch with reality. This is reality. The reality is America doesn't like Joe Biden. And by extension, America even like Kamala worse. Less. They like Kamala even less. That's the reality of it. But that didn't stop people from coming out complaining, and they're still complaining. They're still complaining about people normalizing Trump when this is your normal. This is your regular. Your regular is this. And hold on a second. It gets worse.
How are people reflecting on his entire presidency at this moment?
Yeah, so if you think this approval rating number is bad, take a look at this particular number. All right, a good or great president at the end of their terms. Well, Barack Obama, 52% of Americans thought he was a good or great president at the end of his presidency, 2017. Donald Trump, very much behind Barack Obama at 36%. But look at how low Joe Biden is. My goodness gracious, you can't really get lower than 25% in our polarized era, because the bottom line is there's going to be a bunch of Democrats who would say that Biden was a good or great president no matter what he did. But yet it's only a quarter of the country who believes that Joe Biden was a good or great president.
25%. Folks, I want you to take this in for a second and recognize how historically bad that is. There has never been a president whose numbers were this bad. It's never existed. Yeah, of course, there may have been a president at your school, high school, government that got bad grades or bad marks. That'd probably be the only one. Some guy named Larry that was trying to run for president was end up being the president because somebody else got hit by a truck or or locked up, couldn't finish out their tenure at your high school government or whatever. But in real life, like in presidential, United States presidential history, no one's done worse than Joe Biden. And still, we got all these sellouts coming out of the woodwork, telling us how horrible we are, and we didn't go along with him. Nobody went along with him who wasn't paid to go along with him. Most normal people did not like Joe Biden or his reign or his vice president. Will it ever sink in? Bakari Sellers, will you ever accept reality? Steve Harvey, D.L. Hughley, still in denial. I don't want to hear the truth. 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 I saw a video that Steve Harvey is going in on Nelly for performing at a Trump event. When his president got 25%. How could you shit on anyone when your team sucks that badly? These people, the harsh reality, folks, is most of these mofos were paid to work for Joe Biden. They were paid to support Kamala Harris. That's why they supported her. And they tried to Jedi mind trick us that they were doing it for noble reasons. Then we found out they all picked up checks. They all picked up bags. Look at the numbers. This is the worst any president, Republican or Democrat, has ever done in the history of being president since they've been counted. So what I'm trying to say is, all you people that have been critical of Joe Biden, all you people that have been critical of Kamala Harris, all you people have been critical of the Democratic Party in recent history over the last few years, you have been vindicated. Joe Biden is so bad. If you didn't have a negative opinion of him, there's something wrong with you. Yeah, something's wrong with your head. Progressive, liberal, or whatever you call yourself. When you were talking about other people saying, I can't believe you, Tim Black. How could you do this? How could you not support Joe Biden? You realize what we up against? 70%, 75% of the country disagree with you. Reparations is more popular than Joe Biden. Driving with your feet is more popular than Joe Biden's presidency. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? Flipping hamburgers on the grill. Bare knuckles. By hand, literally with your hand. That's more popular than supporting Joe Biden. This, folks, is not, it's CNN, fam. It's the Clinton News Network. They got the Clinton News Network moniker for being so favorable and pliable for the Democrats and for Hillary Clinton. You understand what I'm saying? They have a long track record of caving in for the Democratic Party. And this is the numbers they showcase on the day before the inauguration. Okay? All right. I just want to set the tone. I want to set the tone, baby. All right. I'm sorry. I'm just going to have to throw in a Trump clip now. Okay, guys, let's take a look at that amazing speech. The amazing speech that Donald Trump gave. It's full of a lot of hits. Is that where are we there yet? Let's go here. Damn it.
After years and years of illegal and unconstitutional federal efforts to restrict free expression, I will also sign an executive order to immediately stop all government censorship and bring back free speech to America.
How could you not stand for that? See, when we got these morons, we have comedians and recording artists, creative people supporting the party against free speech. That's what I'm saying. How you not gonna be a sellout and be a creative person and support the silencing of free speech? How you gonna do that? Exactly. You're not only a sellout to being, you're not only a sellout as a human being, you're a sellout as your craft. You sold out your craft, your artistry, for Joe Biden and the Democratic Party. You make your whole entire living, your entire being. Steve Harvey, Dale Hughley, all you comedians, kissing ass, Leslie Jones, all y'all. Sherry Underwood, whatever her name is. Hope I'm not Cheryl. Somebody else I'm thinking of. Used to be on The View. She funny, but she real loud, louder than me. Anyway, Sherry something. Their whole craft was comedy and cutting jokes and being creative and being able to say whatever they want. You know, people like Wanda Sykes, people whose whole careers are spent pushing the envelope, Whoopi Goldberg, pushing the envelope, playing a crackhead, being a black woman, playing a black woman crackhead, doing that on stage. What if somebody would have censored your shit? But since now you're 90, you don't care if Joe Biden and Kamala get in there and censor the hell out of the rest of us. Now that you done did all your art, now that you're all fine with your art, now that your career is pretty much done, you're okay with censorship now that it ain't you. These people are complete and utter sellouts, folks. These people don't give a damn. Not only did they sell their soul, they're willing to sell their children's soul, their friends' souls, their neighbors' souls, all their souls just to continue to pick up a bag. But guess what? That shit didn't work. You still lost. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris sat on their hands when Trump talked about free speech and rolling back initiatives that limited free speech.
And bring back free speech to America. Never again will the immense power of the state be weaponized to persecute political opponents. Something I know something about. We will not allow that to happen. It will not happen again. Under my leadership, we will restore fair, equal, and impartial justice under the constitutional rule of law. And we are going to bring law and order back to our cities.
I got to cut in, guys. I can't let this go because it's going to bounce from point to point. I got to say something about Trump, and I don't think I've heard anybody say this. I don't know if they said it. I may sound like I'm being a hard ass, but I got to say it. Here's my opinion. One of the most disgusting things I witnessed is the amount of liberals who are running around complaining in fear that Donald Trump will have reprisal on them and that he will weaponize the powers at his discretion against them. But those same people were not only silent, many of them applauded as the former administration did that to him, his family, and those that supported him. Shame on you. You are scumbags. You only complain when you think it's going to happen to you, but you were fine watching it happen to someone else. bump you. And I'm not saying a worse word only because I want this to be monetized, but you deserve a serious F-bomb. Scumbags.
We're going to bring law and order back to our cities. This week, I will also end the government policy of trying to socially engineer race and gender into every aspect of public and private life. We will forge a society that is colorblind and merit-based. As of today,
look, guys, once again, I got to stop it. I got to call BS. When you only have a certain amount of slots to fill, and you're taking candidates, those candidates could be all qualified. There is no more qualified. If the job requires that you be able to drive the truck, right? So some of y'all are kind of stuck on stupid. If all you got to do is be a good driver to get the job, what if you got 20 people who all got good driving records? How do you decide then? And if the person that's doing the deciding doesn't want Puerto Ricans, I guess there'll be no Puerto Ricans, will they? What if they decide they don't want any Japanese? Understand that's how all this shit started? If someone decides they don't want any black people and everybody's qualified, how could you ever make the shit right? So that's how they started. What I'm saying is things are more complex than some of the fragile egos and some of the fragile dispositions of some of the people that are out there supporting Trump. I'm not saying what Biden's been doing is right. I tend to disagree because DEI wasn't good for Black America. Everybody's DEI except white guys who are heterosexual and able-bodied. Everybody else qualified for DEI. That's another thing people didn't get. So I don't agree with this. I think it's way more complex than that. If you throw me a caveat and say we can start suing mofos a lot more, you can loosen the DEI, but also make it easier to sue a person if you get any type of evidence that they're discriminating, then I would support this. Because DEI put a lot of, unknown to a lot of black folks, because they heard Volan supporting it, they heard Al supporting it, they thought it's good. Folks, DEI is 10 different categories. It's not just white, blacks, and Latinos. It's 10 categories of DEI. DEI was bad. I have not seen any evidence that we truly benefited, Black Americans truly benefited from DEI. It'll be a lot like affirmative action. And white women mostly benefited from that. And you can leave if you didn't want to hear that. Some of them already did, but I'm going to say it anyway. Soft ass.
it will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female. This week, I will reinstate any service members who were unjustly expelled from our military for objecting to the COVID vaccine mandate with full back pay.
once again, like this, I could not see why you would not clap for this. People that decided that they did not want to take a shot, who turned out to be right. Let's face it, they were right. Okay? First of all, it should have been their right to choose anyway. And if they lost their job over it, you won't clap? The Democrats wouldn't clap for people getting their jobs back? I want to know what side they on. He didn't say put it in the pockets of my rich tech buddies. He said working people who lost their jobs because they didn't want to get a shot. You don't want them to get their jobs back and get back pay? Really? Oh, the party of the working class. Only when you agree with them. Only when you agree with them. When you disagree with them, they could give a damn what happens to you. That's why they lost.
And I will sign an order to stop our warriors from being subjected to radical political theories and social experiments while on duty. It's going to end immediately.
I don't even know what that's about.
Our armed forces will be freed to focus on their sole mission, defeating America's enemies. Like in 2017, we will again build the strongest military the world has ever seen. We will measure our success not only by the battles we win, but also by the wars that we end, and perhaps most importantly, the wars we never get into.
Look at them not clap for that. How could you not clap for avoiding war? Yo, I just want to understand, fam. Because I've been fighting these numbskulls. All year I've been fighting the morons on X, on Facebook, on TikTok, on YouTube. I've been getting trolled by morons for 2 years because they support a party that's okay with war. They support a party whose president supported and enabled a genocide. They were fine. They still called me names. They supported a party that wanted us to send more money to Ukraine. I said, bump that, send money to the main street, to the people here. Send money here. We need money here. Let's not send it nowhere. Just use it here. They complained. They said mean things. I want to understand how these people sleep at night being so stupid. I mean, I really don't get it. And being this unethical. They say, why did they lose? Here's a good reason. Stop getting us in the wars, jackass.
My proudest legacy will be that of a peacemaker and unifier. That's what I want to be, a peacemaker and a unifier. I'm pleased to say that as of yesterday, one day before I assumed office, the hostages in the Middle East are coming back home to their families.
Look how long it took for them to get up off their asses. Look at them talking about Joe Biden, Kamala Harris. They had to think about it. Well, he didn't say it was all him, so I guess I can get up. Look at it. You know how much of a hypocrite you got to be not to support. Not to support people coming home who were captives. Not to want to clap for that. Man, these people are just stuck on, they're stuck on this like this is a football game. Yeah, you want to be in power? Maybe you should care more about the people than you care about your stupid bragging rights, Joe Biden. I'm glad Joe Biden's gone. I'm glad this is it. I'm glad this is it. This should have been done. The ceasefire in Gaza should have happened 12 months ago at least. At least 12 months ago. And now at the last minute, Biden wants to take credit for it? Hell no. No. Too late. Trump already made his announcement a week prior that it better be done before he gets in office. And it was done before he got in office. It is what it is.
Thank you. America will reclaim its rightful place as the greatest, most powerful, most respected nation on earth, inspiring the awe and admiration of the entire world. A short time from now, we are going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, and we will restore the name of a great president, William McKinley, to Mount McKinley, where it should be and where it belongs.
He said that like it means something to him. But you can call it the Gulf of Barron Trump's right-left underarm. I don't give a damn. People upset about this. People calling you a dictator for this. You didn't say you were going to call it Trump's Gulf. You said America's Gulf. I really don't care what you call it. Rename it if you want to. Why would anybody care about that? Why would anybody be upset? And this McKinley guy, I don't know what he did, but you seem to be very, passionate about this. I don't care. Cut the check. Line up the jobs. Cut the deportation. Start the repatriations. There you go. Yeah. Immigration never helped Black Americans. I don't care how many of you scared ass, punk ass, professors, commentators, journalists, whatever. I don't care. None of y'all have heart or spines. It never helps us. So I don't support it.
President McKinley made our country very rich through tariffs and through talent. He was a natural businessman and gave Teddy Roosevelt the money for many of the great things he did, including the Panama Canal, which has foolishly been given to the country of Panama after the United States. The United States, think of this, spent more money.
Yeah, we had to let it go. But this was good stuff. It was good stuff. It was good stuff. I got more. I got more clips. There were more highlights from the inauguration of Donald Trump. Let's see here. What do we have?
Denied, and we will immediately restore the integrity, competency, and loyalty of America's government. Over the past 8 years, I have been tested and challenged more than any president in our 250-year history, and I've learned a lot along the way. The journey to reclaim our republic has not been an easy one, that I can tell you. Those who wish to stop our cause have tried to take my freedom and indeed to take my life. Just a few months ago in a beautiful Pennsylvania field, an assassin's bullet ripped through my ear. But I felt then, and believe even more so now, that my life was saved for a reason. I was saved by God to make America great again. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You know, I know I've heard a lot of people make different comments about Trump almost getting terminated, having his life threatened. I'll say this. It looked real to me, and that's all I'll say. I'll also say, if Kamala Harris fell down and twisted her ankle, you guys would erect a statue to her on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Trump, at least two times, they tried to take him out. And you guys are so callous and so full of yourselves and so pliable and so obedient to corporate media, you believe he deserved it. Trump never took us to wars. He didn't mass incarcerate Black Americans. He didn't take us to Iraq. None of that shit. You know? So I really don't understand where all the venom is coming from. If Obama pulled a hamstring, you would have been more concerned about him pulling a hamstring than you were concerned that a shooter shot your president. That's some deep-seated don't give a fuck. I mean, I had to put that one out there. That's some deep-seated, like some cold-hearted. I mean, you need to find Jesus. And I know it's hard to say that after I just dropped an F-bomb, but you really need to check in with Jesus. Maybe you need to spend more time reading your damn Bible or something. Because, like, wow. Really? Obama dropped more bombs his first term than Bush dropped his entire presidency. And if Obama twisted his ankle, you would have showed more concern about him than you did about Trump almost getting his head blown off. But let's keep going. It ain't about liking him. It's about you liking truth. It's about the raw, unfiltered truth Black America deserves to hear.
That is why each day under our administration of American patriots, we will be working to meet every crisis with dignity and power and strength. We will move with purpose and speed to bring back hope, prosperity, safety, and peace for citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed. For American citizens, January 20th, 2025 is Liberation Day. It is my hope that our recent presidential election will be remembered as the greatest and most consequential election in the history of our country. As our victory showed, the entire nation is rapidly unifying behind our agenda with dramatic increases in support from virtually every element of our society, young and old, men and women, African Americans, Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans, urban, suburban, rural, and very importantly, we had a powerful win in all 7 swing states, and the popular vote, we won by millions of people. To the Black and Hispanic communities, I want to thank you for the tremendous outpouring of love and trust that you have shown me with your vote. We set records, and I will not forget it. I've heard your voices in the campaign, and I look forward to working with you in the years to come. Today is Martin Luther King Day, and his honor, this will be a great honor, but in his honor, we will strive together to make his dream a reality. We will make his dream come true.
Why don't, no credit? No credit, nothing? Just want to continue to dump on the guy, right? Hey, man, Biden said the same thing and people were clapping like hell. Yeah, folks, Biden went into office. He said, hey, I owe this all to the blacks. You were with me every step of the way. Wasn't for you, this wouldn't have happened. Want you to know I got your back, like you had my back. Then he proceeded not to have our backs. And no, putting Ketanji Brown Jackson on the Supreme Court is not having our backs, it's having her back. That's not the same thing. That's why I said I was fine. If Trump didn't have any black people in his cabinet, I was fine. Because I'm not up here to see one black person get a job. That ain't what I'm fighting for. I'm not fighting for one lucky black person who dances enough, who dances around like Tim Scott or Byron Donalds, who kiss enough ass. Nah, I'm not here for them to get a job. All of us need to hook up. I got all these people back here that need their lives better. We want everybody to do better. I need all of Black America to do better, to have a better shot. So it's not, I don't give a damn. And I don't want, look, I'm different. And I don't want Black Americans wooed by one black person getting a job. And besides, whether it's Van Jones, or Bakari Sellers, or Joy Reid, or whoever, see, he didn't put a black person, he didn't put Byron Donalds in, Abby Phillip, whoever, saying that shit. The truth is, even if you would have put one of them in, you still would have talked shit. Yeah, because you're not playing fair no matter what he does. So why even do it? It would have just looked like he was appeasing you, because no matter if he would have put, I know he's got one, think it's HUD or something. Like, whoever he put in would have never been enough. Once again, that's why I don't give a damn about that. I'm more concerned about this. I'm more concerned about how you plan on living up to MLK's legacy. But the same people that are very critical of Trump with this statement applied it when it was Biden, and they had no reason to apply it. It's almost identical statement.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, guys, we have more. I tell you, man, it's a pretty long speech, but I tried to break it up in little chunks. So let's go to another piece. Then I want to go to something else and then come back.
After years and years of illegal and unconstitutional federal efforts to restrict free expression, I will also sign an executive order to immediately stop all government
I'm sorry, we did that one. Let's see this.
We will be a rich nation again, and it is that liquid gold under our feet that will help to do it. With my actions today, we will end the Green New Deal and we will revoke the electric vehicle mandate, saving our auto industry and keeping my sacred pledge to our great American auto workers.
You know, the electric vehicle mandate, I'm on board with that. It was a mandate by 2030, I think it's 2035, we would be out off of all fossil fuel, we would be into all electric vehicles, something like that, okay? And so he said, oh no, we can't make that, no, that's too soon. It's too soon. So I don't know if it's too soon based on what numbers. I don't know the data, but I don't have a problem with it. Is everybody else in the country, is everyone in the world going to electric vehicles? You know, maybe we could do some hybrids or something. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for the same reason why they didn't want to phase out the CDs and go to MP3s or whatever, because people were making money still doing the CDs. And the same reason they didn't want to go get rid of the LPs and go to CDs, because people were making money doing the LPs and the cassettes and then the tape decks. And it's just, it makes sense. Okay? As volatile as our economy has been lately, why would you want such a rapid shift? Not to mention electric vehicles are more expensive. So for those reasons, I support it. Keep going, Trump. So that was that one. Let's see. I think I got another.
Today, I will sign a series of historic executive orders. With these actions, we will begin the complete restoration of America and the revolution of common sense. It's all about common sense. First,
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, man. It's funny, man. It's hilarious. So Kamala and Joe had to sit there. They had to sit there while Trump said, "Hey, we're going to go back to common sense." Okay, these two dumb motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Look at these two dummies. Yes, that's bad. That's why Obama left early. That's embarrassing, man. We need to go back to common sense. We're going to go back to when people wore deodorant in the White House and put on shoes, for God's sakes. Animals walking around with no shoes on. I thought it was funny. That's hilarious. He's only like 10 feet from him, roasting the hell out of him. They had to sit there for 40 minutes while he roasted everything they've done. They had to sit there. I just thought it was funny. And we're back.
I will declare a national emergency at our southern border. All illegal entry will immediately be halted, and we will begin the process of returning millions and millions of criminal aliens back to the places from which they came. We will reinstate my Remain in Mexico policy. I will end the practice of catch and release. And I will send troops to the southern border to repel the disastrous invasion of our country. Under the orders I signed today, we will also be designating the cartels as foreign terrorist organizations.
Hey, you know something, man? I don't understand why you don't clap for that. Like, yeah, I get it. Kamala and Joe, the Democrats, they want to replace the blacks. I get it. Kamala's not really black. You know what I'm saying? So she's like, hey, bring the Latinos in. I get along with them better. They're less judgmental. They're nicer to me on X. So I get that part, why you wouldn't clap for deportations or repatriations. But why would you hold applause on ruling the cartels the enemy of the country? I thought we all didn't like the cartels. You know what I'm saying? I thought we were all against cartels in America, right? What is partisan, about getting rid of criminal cartel organizations on our own land here domestically? Like, how could you not be for that? Oh, that's right. Nothing that's done in Washington is about us at all. It's about their little system of bullshit ass politics. There are people, good people, who are captive to a dumb organization called the Democratic Party. If you could pull your head out your ass and out Joe Biden's ass long enough, you'd see the folly of your ways. I'm not saying go stick your head up Trump's ass. I'm not saying that. I'm saying be ass free. Look at everything from a perspective of, is this better for the people or not? I would have to say it's better if we don't have drug cartels, Mexican drug cartels in America. I know that's crazy, right? Call me wacky. But that's how far gone we are. We can't even all agree that Mexican drug cartels are bad.
And by invoking the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, I will direct our government to use the full and immense power of federal and state law enforcement to eliminate the presence of all foreign gangs and criminal networks, bringing devastating crime to U.S. soil, including our cities and inner cities. As Commander-in-Chief.
Hold on, man. How could you not clap for that? How could they not clap for that? Once again, here goes another no-brainer situation. Why would you not clap for that? Donald Trump said he's going to get rid of these gangs. These Venezuelan gangs that we've been seeing in Ohio and other places, they're not supposed to be here as Venezuelan gangs. You don't want them to leave America? See what I'm saying, people? See, if that was Venezuelan gangs downtown or down at the if they were at Martha's Vineyard, if Venezuelan gangs were going to the Ruth Chris down at the National Harbor, if Venezuelan gangs were showing up in swanky areas of Massachusetts, with Elizabeth Warren's people are, like if Venezuelan gangs was just kicking it in the Palisades, if it hadn't burnt down, that is. Pick another place. UC Berkeley. There's a lot of liberals at UC Berkeley. If the Venezuelan gangs were roaming the streets of San Francisco, maybe they are, I don't know. All I'm trying to say, man, is these people don't give a damn about what other people go through. They can't even clap to get rid of Venezuelan gangs, to get rid of gangs with AKs. Like, you don't want that to go. I just don't understand what kind of people we got, man. And worse than that, they may be horrible people that won't support it. How could you support a party that's fine with gang activity from other countries as if we don't have enough of our own? Now, I looked up this Alien Enemies Act of 1798. I looked it up because I never heard of it. Eliminate the presence of all foreign gangs in criminal networks. And I said, hey, can he do this? I don't know if he can get this done. Not using that particular statute, because that's for countries that we've declared war against. And we haven't declared war against any country that I'm aware of, except except Russia. By proxy. But hey, whatever he's got to do to get it done, I support getting it done. I would like the Venezuelan gangs to go home, please. But then again, I'm not a hypocrite, right? Maybe that's why you lost. Because your party is such full of shit. You can't even apply getting rid of the Venezuelan gangs off American streets and out of American apartment buildings so we don't have to deal with that garbage. They deserve to lose, man.
Chief, I have no higher responsibility than to defend our country from threats and invasions, and that is exactly what I am going to do. We will do it at a level that nobody's ever seen before. Next, I will direct all members of my cabinet to marshal.
Yeah, man, like I said, guys, for the most part, he had a lot of good points. You know, and I watched a lot of it. There are some parts I'm looking for, though. There's some parts I'm missing. There's some parts I'm missing. Where's the guy? I gotta cover this preacher dude. This Lorenzo dude. I gotta cover him. Hold on, guys. We're gonna go to Al.
Speeches. He could do both. He went into history because he taught the people in Montgomery.
Hold on, we're gonna get into Al. Hold 1 second. I gotta find my clip of this preacher. What the hell? Damn it. Lorenzo Sewell.
Let us pray for we would sing with new meaning.
Come on, man. All right. Okay. My bad, people. I'm sorry. Hey, okay. Okay, look. Okay, let's go back. I got it. Okay, so let me set up the Al. Let's do Al Sharpton. Then we go to Lorenzo Sewell. Okay. Let me hold Sewell first. Let's go to Al Sharpton. Now, the reason why I'm covering Al Sharpton is because Al Sharpton is one of the Seiko salesmen of the Democratic Party. And I think in order to bring down the Democratic Party, which is a mission of mine, I want everybody to know who watches my content. I don't have a lot of goals here, other than to tell you the truth. It's the raw truth Black America needs to hear. They deserve to hear it. They not only need it, they deserve it. It's important that you get the truth. Because Al ain't gonna give it to you. MSNBC ain't gonna give it to you. Al has been lying and gaslighting Black Americans for so long. I gotta expose him. Now, on MLK Day, he gave this big speech. I'm not going to spend that much time on it, but this clip is a little bit of him telling whoppers and misleading you. So let's play it. Then we go to Lorenzo Sewell.
And later people around the world, if we discipline our dollars, we would make folk understand they have to respect us and regard us. Donald Trump just said in his inaugural address that he is going to end DEI this week. He's going to put out his executive orders. You have all these corporations that are saying they're going to back up off DEI. And why do we have DEI? We had DEI because you denied us diversity. You denied us equity. You denied us inclusion. DEI was a remedy to the racial institutional bigotry practiced in academia and in these corporations. Now you want to put us back in the back of the bus. We're going to do the Dr. King Rosa Parks on you. We're going to call you out one by one, and we're going to shut you down.
Okay. So what Reverend Al is talking about is a bunch of nonsense. Maybe once upon a time, before they actually implemented affirmative action, MLK was asking for this. He was championing diversity. But when he was talking about diversity, he was primarily talking about Black Americans. That's who MLK was primarily championing for. I think we can all agree. When he was doing the bus boycotts, it was about Black Americans, right? So on one hand, Reverend Al, he name drops MLK in the bus boycott. Then on the other hand, he's talking about DEI. And DEI is not Black people. DEI, once again, for anybody who doesn't know, DEI is diversity. And there are eight or nine different groups of categories of diversity. Black is but one of the 8 or 9 groups. So when you are championing for DEI, you're not championing for Black Americans. Anybody who's walking around talking about diversity is not just talking about Black people. He's talking about Black people and Latino Americans and Asian Americans and Jewish Americans and Hindu Americans and disabled Americans and veteran Americans and women and trans and like all those groups are what make up diversity. Do you understand? My beef with Sharpton is simple. Stop using Black people as weapons to try to get stuff for people that aren't Black people. Stop it. We end up with nothing and we get all the blame for these programs and we don't get the benefits of these programs. So let's stop the programs. Why should Black people be upset about programs that go away that didn't primarily benefit us anyway? I want to know. It's like these new kids, man. These new kids, disease or my 16-year-old son don't go outside that often. Every once in a while, he's like, Dad, can I go outside? I'm like, sure, man, go ahead. Where you going? Okay, fine, okay. But if I grounded him for a week, he'd be like, I wasn't going out anyway. I can still play the game. I can still be on my computer. Yeah, okay. That's how Black people should be about DEI. You should be like my 16-year-old son is when I say I'm going to ground him and he can't go out. You should be like, oh, okay, fine. I was staying in anyway. Is the Wi-Fi working? We good. That's how we should be. Instead of being gaslit and emotional over what the hell Al Sharpton's talking about. But it's worse than that. DEI uses in order to make it effective, because you can't make an argument for DEI using LGBTQ groups. You know why? Because LGBT groups include white people too. So it's really not a good argument, because a lot of LGBT people have good money. They're not struggling. They're not hurt. They're not on the bottom of anything. Anybody could be LGBTQ, even rich people, well-to-do people. Doesn't matter, from all walks of life. That's an orientation. If you're Latino American, you're from Venezuela, if you're from wherever you're from outside the country, you don't have the same currency because you have a country you could go back to. Why would we be obligated to give you anything in America if you could go back to your country? Now, I know there's issues with America's colonization and all that stuff. That's a different argument. That's not an argument for Black Americans to even have. We can't even fix this shit with us yet. My point is this. No other group can be used to bolster these groups, to format all this shit that gets all of this that's been done, that has America so divided, in my opinion, is done through the catalyst of people like Al Sharpton weaponizing blackness, using our struggle, our history, to try to help everybody else, to try to benefit other groups. All because I believe there's a bunch of kickbacks in it. There's a bunch of money in it. And none of that money comes to us. It goes to those people running those organizations. Just like BLM mostly benefited the people that were running BLM. I open my mailbox every day, like Chris Rock says. I look and I don't see my BLM check. That's the same way DEI works. That makes sense for you? You get it? So Reverend Al can take his DEI on MLK Day. This asshole's up here arguing for Black people to boycott Walmart, Amazon, all these companies, Facebook, all these companies, and I'm fine, boycott them. I don't give a shit. But don't use us to do it. Don't say it's because DEI. Say, hey, we'll boycott them because they don't have enough Black Americans. That would make sense to Black Americans. But for you to say, we should boycott them because everybody else, come on, everybody else. Hey, everybody. Everybody. We look around and it's just us doing like this. And ain't nobody there but us. I want to say 90% of the people that had the dog sicked on them was Black. Stop telling me. Stop telling me this is about everybody else. How is it going to be about everybody else when they have the Asian Exclusion Act that didn't even have Asians really in the country like that? I mean, please give me a break. So that's my point. That's why I wanted to cover Al. It ain't sexy, but it's true. It may hurt your feelings, but that's the raw truth Black Americans deserve to hear. When they talk about DEI, they ain't talking about us. Just pretend someone's talking about synchronized swimming. It don't have a goddamn thing to do with you. When they start talking that DEI mess, pretend they're talking about, I don't know, Beverly Hills 90210, some shit like that, okay? Because it don't have nothing to do with you. When they start talking about DEI, pretend they're talking about, I don't know. Pretend they're talking about Tommy Lauren, Ben Shapiro. Oh. They're not talking about us. That's all I'm saying. They're not talking about us. Selsun Blue. Yeah, pretend they're talking about Selsun Blue hair shampoo. They're not talking about Black Americans when they talk about DEI. They're talking about all these other people. And they're just using you as the springboard. There you go. Give it up for that. Give it up for that. I said it, I'm not taking it back. Kiss my ass, you carpet-bagging, lame, scapegoating, gaslighting tools of the establishment. You sellout, you backstabbers, you spoons and shrooms. That's what you are. Okay? Now, my last thing, I gotta do this now. I gotta do this. Because I saw this. Someone said, Tim, you got to cover. Oh, I did have it. Damn it. All this time I had it sitting here. It's just he's not in the thumbnail. Okay. Someone said, Tim Black, I know you're going to cover this, fam. It's this preacher for Trump. I got to cover it.
Let us pray for our 47th president. Heavenly Father, we're so grateful that you gave our 45th and now our 47th president a millimeter miracle. We are grateful that you are the one that have called him for such a time as this, that America would begin to dream again. We pray that we would fulfill the true meaning of our creed, that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. We pray that you use our president, that we will live in a nation where we will not be judged by the color of our skin, but by the content of our character. Heavenly Father, in the name of Jesus, we are so grateful today that you will use our 47th president, so we would sing with new meaning, my country, 'tis of thee. Sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside. Let freedom ring, and because America is called to be a great nation, we believe that you will make this come true. So let freedom ring. From the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire, let freedom ring. From the mighty mountains of New York, let freedom ring. From the heightening Alleghenies of Pennsylvania, let freedom ring. From the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado, let freedom ring. From the curvaceous hilltops of California, but God, we're asking you not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain, Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and every molehill in Mississippi, from every state, every city, every village, and every hamlet. And when we let freedom ring, we will be able to speed up that day where all of your children, black men and white men, Protestant and Catholic, Jew and Gentile, will be able to sing in the meaning of that old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank you, God Almighty. We are free at last. If you believe where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Come on, put your hands together and give your great God great glory.
Okay. 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 Look, guys. It was a bit thick. Yeah, that's a little bit too much. It's a little bit of ham bone on it. A little extra. I mean, I understand, man, this is a big moment for this guy. He wants to come out and do a good job. You know what I'm saying? He wants to come out and be memorable. Right after this, I saw he had a Bitcoin commercial. He got a crypto commercial. He got his own crypto coin working with Trump. So he's excited. He's really excited for this moment. So, look, yeah, it was over the top. I don't know where Stone Mountain, Georgia came in at. I know one guy from Stone Mountain, Georgia. He is annoying as hell. Um, his politics is horrible. But I gotta tell you something, man. As horrible as this was, and it wasn't horrible, but it was bad because it's over the top. It's like, that's a lot of sauce on that. That's just way too much sauce. I mean, it's too much tap on tap. But I don't see much difference between what this guy did and what Raphael Warnock does. You know what I'm saying? I don't see much difference. It's funny with the Democrats. When their people do it, it's okay. When other people do it, it's no way. Yeah, what's different between this guy and Raphael Warnock with his, oh, no, see the world on? That motherfucker can barely beat Herschel Walker. You know how much money he had to spend to beat a man who couldn't count to 10? And thought he was Scully, the X-Files or some shit? And he was a woman beater or something, allegedly. And his son was outing him on social. And Raphael still barely beat him. That guy sounds just like this guy. And don't get me started on them state senators. The one that had the fro, I think he still got the fro and the glasses. He talks exactly like this guy. I just named to you 2 Democrats who do the exact same thing. And nobody says shit. Now, I mean, I do. They all putting on the extras. They all bugging the eyes. All showing a little bit too much teeth. They all skinning and grinning a little bit too much. But at the end of the day, they just put it on a little bit heavy, extra, to get their spot. So yeah, Reverend Lorenzo Sewell, he went over the top. Yeah, my brother, it's obvious this guy is tap dancing. But my thing is this, what I'm tired of black folks doing is acting like black conservatives invented this shit. Because to me, and the point I'm trying to send home is when you see Democrats doing it, it's the same shit. Trump and Biden are both white guys. Why is it that Biden's people get to buck the eyes, do all this same rhetoric, and no one says anything? I'm tired of the nonsense. I'm tired of the double standards. It's time for black people to let both these parties go, recognize both have problems. Neither party's for you. But the worst party, in my opinion, by far, is the Democratic Party. Because we've been with them for 60 years. And as I started this program out saying, we're in a worse position now than we were back when MLK was still on this earth with us. We have done worse since MLK died. We ain't got better. And we've been voting for the same party almost exclusively since his death. So why shouldn't we switch up? Why I gotta be talking to people and they acting like their brains don't, you know, like I'm talking to a brick wall. How you gonna be doing worse than you were 60 years ago? And stay stuck on it. I don't get it. It's time to turn the page, baby. It ain't gonna turn itself. So welcome to the new Trump era, folks. We will be reporting on it for what it actually does right and wrong. Not for what we think it's going to do. Nah, but for what it actually does. The same way we reported on Biden for what he was actually doing. Actually doing. Because that's what you're supposed to do. That's how it's supposed to work. You're not supposed to preemptively say the sky's falling without evidence. Y'all was watching the sky fall for 4 years, and y'all was like, it's some good sky. I don't get it. All right, guys. Subscribe to this channel. This is the Tim Black Show. with the raw truth America deserves to hear. Subscribe. Yeah, that's it. Subscribe to the channel. Find me on Patreon and go to jointimblack.com to become a member. Go to Join Tim Black to become a member of the show. That's it, y'all. Let's go to comments. Anybody in the comments? Did I miss anything today? I did. I missed my friend, Black Mamba, holding it down for us. Thank you, Black Mamba. Rick Alton says, according to 47, honest, hardworking Americans explored the frontiers, ended slavery, and built a great society based on merit. Conveniently, he skipped over the messy details, most of actual history. You know what? I agree. I agree. But you know what else, though? Make it better. How you going to make it better? That's what I want to get to. How you going to make it better? What's he going to do that's going to make it better? I want to see that shit. Let's roll that out, Trump. Let's see what better looks like. We know what better look like under Biden. Breadcrumbs and a little bit of set aside for certain individuals. Token positions for certain black folks, and other black folks clapped, and that was enough. We clapped just because Michelle, she exists, so we clapped. That's not enough to change the fact 40% of black Americans living under poverty. Oh, that with 40% of the homeless rate. Yeah, Michelle being in office didn't change that. It looked nice, but it didn't change reality. We need to change reality. That's what we need done. We don't need any more optics. Optics, cool. That ain't gonna get it done. My brother, Kirk says, wow, you two will let me say the T word. I don't know what it is, but I think I know what it is. Megs hooked us up with 5 memberships. Thank you, Megs, for your generosity. As always. Elizabeth Looney. Thank you, Elizabeth. I appreciate you. And once again, Elizabeth Looney hooked me up twice. I must have did something twice. Must have said something. Thank you, Elizabeth. I appreciate you. I want to thank all my subscribers to the channel, y'all, for being here tonight. Man, I try to tell you, look, guys, join us here. Join us here. Thank you, Kirk. Thank you, Black Mamba. Thank you, Megs. Thank you, Elizabeth, for what you do. I appreciate y'all. Right. Kathy Sanders says they're talking mostly about LGBTQ. That's exactly right. That's what they're talking about. That's what they're talking about. And that's what I'm saying. And it's fine. Look, guys, it's fine to champion for, to fight for LGBTQ. That's not my message. I'm not here to bash people for their gender or their orientation or whatever, or their religion. Those are separate fights. Stop acting like all other groups fight for us like we fight for them. Let's just cut this. I think these black leaders are being paid to lie to us about this shit. Once again, LGBTQ should stand up for themselves and fight for whatever. I'm just saying, stop using black Americans to do it. Stop. Cut the cap. That's my problem. But I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for being here. I'll see you soon. And remember, like I always say, don't let anyone take your cornbread. If there's anything we can take away from the day, if it's anything that I could focus on today, that would be all these signs, all this complaining that the Democrats have been doing, all this performing, it doesn't help anybody. And that's part of the reason why they lost. Because all that performing about who ain't going to show up and AOC said she wasn't going to show up, that's why I didn't even cover her tonight. Who cares? Who cares if AOC didn't show up? Who cares if certain Democrats didn't show up at the inauguration? This is bigger than you. And we just don't give a damn. They think by not going, They said something. They did something. And that ain't how this shit works at all. It's silly. It's so silly. And by the way, if you're going to fight for me, stand up for me. Don't sit your ass home. Stand up for me. Fight for me. What they're fighting for you, fighting for someone, include not doing nothing. That's crazy talk. You know what I'm saying? All right, thank you, Kirk. I appreciate you, Kirk. Ralph Rodriguez. I'm not going to get baited, Ralph. You're not taking anything, Ralph. Migrants aren't taking our jobs. They're giving them our jobs. Nobody takes a job, Mr. Rodriguez. It sounds like you don't care about that. But I bet if Latino Americans were 40% of the homeless rate, or if 50% of homeless families were Latino, or whatever you are, Mr. Rodriguez, you might care a little bit more. 50% of homeless families are Black Americans. Entire families of Black Americans on the streets. That's got to be my concern, brother. If my name was Tim Rodriguez or Tim Brown, and I was fighting for you, you would want me to focus on that, wouldn't you? Yeah, kind of wear the shoe the other way. Like, put on my shoe. Black Americans are at the top of every list that's bad at the top and at the bottom of everything that's good at the bottom. And we got to fight. We got to change that. Okay? And if that's been happening while we've been having this immigration, that's a good reason for me to want to change it, isn't it? You understand? It ain't hate. It's not hate. It's being reasonable, realistic. All right, I'm out of here, guys. Thank you for being here. I appreciate y'all. I do. I know. I may be mean, but I mean it full. Cut the cap. This ain't for everybody. Remember, nothing but truth. Truth. That's why it is the raw truth America deserves. The Tim Black Show. All right, folks, like I always say, because it means so much to me, where my ladies at? Oh, there they go.